And at last, the final stage. Part 7. Sorry, I wanted to get this up a little bit earlier, but I fell asleep. So better late than never, I suppose. And yes, this one I did not include the conditions in the beginning, so sorry about that. But I do remember them. I used 3 short swords, 2 blacks, 1 yellow, and for the orb I did the break orb, because that one seemed to make the most sense. I know these guys do get to a point where you can't break them, so that probably sounds counterintuitive, but it doesn't last forever. You just damage them enough, you can break them again. One very important thing to note, just like the RNA Lost chapter, you want these guys to get at least 1 turn before you get them to 80% health. Otherwise, they frame their turns and you can barely damage them at all, and it's a total pain. So just let them act once, and then you can just blow them up. Because it's not like they're going to kill you with the 1 turn. It's just a brave attack. You'll be fine. I lucked out in this run, and one of them got to go right off the bat. I'm sure you saw that. So now we just need the other one to go, and we're home free. Their defenses get really bad, so I figured I would bring the best defense down in the game currently in the form of a call, which would be Vanille, and it worked out great. Other than that, we are just stacking burst effects and manipulating our turns to jump in front of them. This Noctis Machina combo is still really solid. Really solid. One of my favorite things to pair together. I was not as concerned with turn count this time around. I mean, a little bit, because you know me, but you'll see we get to it eventually. I'm going to spoil it, but we go into Machina's burst instead of Noctis this time. Because I didn't really care as much about 0 turns at this point. I figure, you know what, let's just do whatever's going to do the most damage. I'm sure 0 turns is possible if you time everything better, but I just wanted to get it done at this point. There are too many stages to do all at once, especially if you're going to make content and do videos and do commentary. It's going to just make everything take a lot longer. So you get to a breaking point where, like, you know what, I want to just get this done and get this out. So that's kind of where I hit. So sue me. Alright. You took your turn. You are currently unbreakable, but not for long. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, see, look. B got broken, the orb went up. We'll do the same to A shortly, when he can be broken. We just got to get their health down a little bit more, and it'll be okay. Overall, I would like to hear some feedback from you guys about this event as a whole and what you thought of it. Because looking out there, it seems like a pretty mixed bag. Some people are having so much fun with this and experimenting and putting in all kinds of crazy conditions and just doing really cool stuff. Other people are like, yo, this is too much. Like, I don't want to think this much. It's a mobile game. I want to just kind of chill. Like, I wanted harder content, so that's cool, but I didn't want it like this. And that's fine too. I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. I think it's a really cool idea, but it just could have been implemented a little better, I think. I mean, the things I mentioned before about not having the unperfect button is a little odd, and not being able to view your conditions after the fact. I don't like that either, but those are pretty minor. Okay, well, the second one's pretty minor. The big one, I think, is a huge oversight, if you ask me. Like, that one, I don't know how they missed that, but they did, and it's alright, I guess. I mean, we all make mistakes, but pointing it out, and I don't want to hear like, oh, you're complaining, because that's not complaining. I'm just pointing out where I think things could be better. And those are my 2 biggest problem areas, or those 2. Other than that, I did think this was cool. It was definitely unique. It's completely different than anything they've ever done for us before. So it was worth a shot. Do I hope they do it again? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If they do, they would need to fix a few things if they do this again. Another thing that bugged me, and I wouldn't even call this a mistake on their part. This is just a personal thing for me that I wish was in there. The conditions themselves. Why were none of them spears? Like, I just built loot, I just built Sid, and I wanted to use them, but it was like I couldn't find a reason to because they didn't help any with the conditions. I'm like, what the hell, man? I really wanted to use those guys. I know I could have if I would have big brained it some more, but I just didn't. I didn't see a reason to, given the fact that they wouldn't have helped with how this works, I suppose. I think now is as good a time as any to blow them up. This is the first time I've paired... Actually, that's not true. I was about to say this is the first time I've paired Machina's burst phase with follow-up attacks. But that's bullcrap. The first stage I ever ran with him, Cloud of Darkness was there. This time Noctis will take her place, and it'll work out fine. I want to say, as far as the points are concerned, this one was worth a whopping 84, which was huge. That's a big help. That's almost a third of the points just taken care of with one stage. So that's really how you rack these up. If you can build a team where everyone has the same weapon type or all the same crystal type, it's such a big boost. So this one I went with weapons and 2 of the same crystal type, which was good enough for me. But if Bartz was black crystal, holy shit. This would have been money right here. I mean, already it's worth quite a bit, but would have been even more if it was all the same weapon, all the same crystal. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's good enough for me. They should be in red health by the time we're done with this. If not close, I don't quite remember. Oh yeah, well the one on the right, no, they definitely will be. What am I talking about? They definitely will be. Easily. He's about to... Oh yeah, they'll be in the red when we're out of here. And we're set up very well because Noctis has 1 LD left, meaning we can keep turn manipulating when we're out of here. Honestly, we could have just summoned, but why not? We got that Noctis LD. Oh no, we couldn't summon. It wasn't ready. What am I talking about? Damn, we did that much damage. The summon isn't even ready yet. Yeah, this team ain't bad. I like it. So we have 1 more of these. Might as well use it. And see, I wanted to summon now, but it's like, we got all these free turns. We can turn manipulate. Why summon now? Let's just stall a little bit. I probably could have done this without even going into the summon at all. In fact, I know I could have. At the very end, I get to a point where I could have just stood there and spammed Awakenings with Machina, and with the Noctis follow-ups, they would have died without even going into the summon. But I got impatient. I'm like, I'm gonna just press the summon, HP attack, and just be done. Because this was a whole endeavor. So we got to a point where I'm like, okay, I could have done it. So I missed out on the opportunity to be like, no, summon used in the thumbnail. That's clickbait. That's some clickbait I could have just taken full advantage of. But I didn't want to. I just got impatient. I don't know if I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever put no summon used in my thumbnail titles. I probably have before. I just don't remember. No offense to people who do. I just think it looks funny whenever it's in there. I don't know why. I ain't talking shit. I'm just saying. And I can't even talk any shit about clickbaits. Like how many times I'm like 0 turns, like all big, like right in the thumbnail and in the title. So I can't talk shit about other people's clickbait. I do it too. You dead? Well, too soon. Now you dead. Okay. So that is basically that. I do want to see everybody else's teams for all this stuff. And it's weird. It's like you can't just share teams. You got to share teams and go, here's what I did for conditions. Because I am curious how other people's brains work as far as why they think certain orbs would be better for certain stages than others. That would be an interesting conversation. So, I'm wondering what y'all did. And what you thought of this event as a whole. Because like I've been saying, it does seem like a pretty mixed bag. Good takes, bad takes, all kinds of stuff. But I'm curious what you guys think. That was my part 7. I hope you guys enjoyed. And thank you all for watching.
Mm-hmm.